super excited to be here with you once again. Thanks so much for being here with us. And for those who don't know, the Totally African podcast, it's all about telling Africa's story, by interviewing Africans from around the continent, from all around the world, and just hearing their stories, their experiences, their ideas, and through that, we can first off change that narrative that has always been around about Africa, and also we're able to, build a better Africa, build a better world. We're really excited about the guests that we have had already, and even the guests that we have lined up. Ooh, listen, y'all. Listen. It's so exciting. We're super pumped up about this. And even like our guest today, do you guys, so full disclosure, by the way, I'm recording this intro after the episode, but do you guys ever have those conversations with somebody and you just feel like after you get off the call or after your conversation, you just feel edified, you feel inspired, you feel motivated. That's how I felt after this interview with Moh. And I'm just like, man, I feel like, wow, I was so inspired. Meanwhile, sometimes you get off a conversation with somebody and you just feel drained. My friend, my brother, my sister, keep those energy vampires in 2020, okay? Those are energy vampires, all right? And funny enough, we talk about that with Moh in our episode today. But before we jump into the episode, first off, happy new month. Happy February. I hope your January was blessed. And if it was not, I hope that February will be even better for you. And, February is also known as Black History Month. So happy Black History Month. And we celebrate that. And for me, sometimes I think to myself, so all our great history and we're squeezing all that in 1 month? But you know what? That's a conversation for another day. But regardless, happy Black History Month. We're celebrating it. And I think also now that the new month has come in, I feel like all the craziness of, Christmas, December, and January has kind of come down. Hey, and especially back across the continent of Africa. Listen. Actually, there's this tweet I saw and it was going viral and it explains it perfectly. Let me read it for you. It's by Sukia and it's at Forever Nip. It was going all across social media. And she said, please check on your African friends that aren't in Africa right now. We are not okay. That thing was going all across the internet, especially around December and January. Because, you turn on social media and you see what's going on back home. Enjoyments on enjoyments. Like that song. I go kill you with enjoyments. Man, I was just seeing on social media people having a blast. That December and January I was just like, wow. Okay. Meanwhile, in the diaspora, it is minus 40 degrees, snowing outside. And on top of that, it's full lockdown. But you know what? One of my goals or mantras for 2020 is in all things, we give thanks. We always have to stay grateful. We're not going to complain. So I'll count my blessings. I won't complain. But man, the enjoyments that were January and last December, boy. And it's so funny that we mentioned that because our last episode with Rachel Nalumu, meanwhile, if you haven't checked out that episode, after this episode, go watch that. The energy was epic. And Rachel Nalumu was our guest for that episode, for episode number 4. And she was talking about how she lived in Canada most of her life and she moved back to Uganda. And one of the reasons was that minus 40 degree weather and all other reasons. So if you haven't checked out that episode, be sure to check that out. And also even just to check out her page as well. She has really, really cool content. And speaking of that, actually, our production team, MTS Media, they're the ones who are responsible for all the production, the editing, and all the good stuff. And so shout out to them. they actually had this really, really cool idea that before we start every episode, we could find a way to, put a spotlight on maybe some videos or some content that is coming from the continent or showcasing Africa in some way, shape, or form. And I was just like, yo, I actually really like that idea. So I was just wondering, who to shout out. There's so many amazing content creators and so many amazing people telling Africa's story in their own way. And so I couldn't decide who to pick. So I chose two people who I think really capture that idea of, changing the narrative of Africa. Both are from West Africa, I think Ghana and Nigeria. One of them is Wademaya. Man, I love this guy's channel. I've been following him for a while as well. And the fact that he's able to tell Africa's story and change that narrative. Listen to some of these titles. Inside West Africa's biggest plastic manufacturing company. How a high school graduate built Africa's biggest car manufacturing company. Look at all this. He goes to Sudanese, left UK to become a poultry farmer in Ghana. At 24 years old, and she has a vegetable farm in Ghana. I'm just like, and that's Wademaya. And now check out Tayo Aina. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Even he has some really cool content. This 26-year-old left the UK to build the first sports car in Africa or in Nigeria. And inside Nigeria's $38 million international airport. He also has a lot of cool real estate videos, and both of them go all across different countries in Africa. And for me, whenever I watch these guys' videos, and please go check them out. We shall leave their links as our little shout out here. Whenever I see their videos and their content, I'm just like, yo, this is not covered in the normal mainstream media. You don't hear stories like this. Whenever people think about Africa, you don't see such stories. So shout out to them. We shall leave out we shall leave their content below. Be able to check out their videos. I'm just like, and that's the thing. The reason I resonated so heavy with it is that's also what we're trying to do with our podcast, to change that narrative, to tell the real African story, if I could put it like that. So really, really excited, and shout out to them again. And so without further ado, let's jump into today's episode. Oh man, how do I introduce this man? His name is Moh Awudu, or full Mohammed Awudu, and he is a 3 times award-winning artist. He does contemporary fine art, graffiti, murals, all kinds of amazing artwork. You can see, we're going to have our team put some of the pictures here, but this guy is so talented. And we're going to jump into this episode here, but for him, it doesn't just stop at the art. It goes way beyond, the impact that he's making in his community. He is from Ghana, and he comes from this community called Nima. We're going to talk all about his story of coming up and what he's doing with his artwork, and even how he's contributing back into the community. I was so inspired. I'm sure you will be as well. So let's jump right into it. Episode number 5 of the Totally African Podcast with Moh Awudu. Enjoy. All right. Hello. Once again, welcome all to the Totally African Podcast.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Total African Podcast.
Thank you so much. We have an amazing guest. Moh Awudu is in the house. We have Moh in the house, an amazing artist, an amazing talent. So welcome, Moh. Thank you so much for being here with us on the Totally African
Podcast.
Welcome,
everybody. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you, everybody. Sir. Thank you. How are you doing today, Moh?
Yeah, I'm good. Today is Friday. Yeah, from where I come from. Nice. Friday is so special. Yeah.
I love that. So a relaxed, casual Friday. So, Moh, for those who maybe do not know you or do not know much about your work, can you maybe define a little bit about what you do? Tell the people about who you are, Moh.
Yeah, my name is Mohammed Awudu, a painter and a graffiti fine artist from Ghana, Accra, Nima, precisely. Yes. Yeah, that's what I do. I do gallery works. I paint in communities around the world, on the streets here. So that's me.
That's Mo. That's Mo.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, like I was saying before in our introduction, you all have to see Mo's work. Check out his work because this guy is so talented. I'm so amazed by the talent we have as an African people all across the continent. These things never cease to amaze me. And that's what we're here to do on the Totally African podcast, to put a spotlight on amazing people like these and hear their stories. And we're going to dig into your story and just to hear what you have to do. So, how did you end up getting into art and all this great stuff that you do?
Yeah, I think when I was very young, age of 5, 6 years old, I used to scribble my dad's chair,
Yeah.
yeah, walls around my house. I just want to just scratch something. I just love to watch creative arts
Mm,
being sculpture because where I come from, there's a lot of like sculptures. So I used to go there and do
yeah.
sculpture sandpaper. So and we used to have this a big cinema. I think is famous here in Ghana. It's called the Dunia Cinema. And back then there's no this digital print or media.
Yeah.
So every movie poster is being drawn by street artists. So
Wow.
yeah, so sometimes
Nice.
after school, I just go there with my friends. Some will just bend their back, you put people on their back. They watch
Wow.
these posters, movie posters, and draw. And I so since that time when I was very young, I already know this is where my passion is, and this is what I can do. Like so from I think when I'm in primary four
Mm-hmm.
at school, I used to do final year project for the senior high students when I'm in primary school. So since that day I begin to understand like what I want to do and understand art
Nice.
and I can express myself. Whatever you tell me, I can just use paint and brush or pencil to express myself. So I already know I'm going to be an artist. So
Wow.
after junior high, I have to like enroll to art school for 6 months for my degree because I follow studios to studios
Mm-hmm.
just to watch arts all around the community. So sometimes when my mom feels that like she don't see me at home, she feel like no, this guy is lost, but she know that when she chase art studios, she find me there.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
so that's my passion. That's what I do all the time. I just follow art. I just do art. And most important thing from the community that I come from is
Mm,
like it's called Nima. Nima is a slum where a lot of migrants migrate to that community like a market.
mm.
In the olden days, we have a lot of like Hausa people come there from Nigeria, people from Burkina Faso, people
Okay.
from Togo, like especially West African states. People
Yeah.
come there to do trade, and so people start to settle in that community. So, by myself, I come from the northern part of Ghana. So I
Wow.
think my dad migrated from that place to Accra
Yeah.
in Nima. So in Nima, you find a lot of different people in Nima that
Yeah.
migrated there. So different culture, different food. So everybody
Interesting.
has his own story there. So you get to meet different people. So in Nima, so from there you have the experience of mingling with different
Exactly.
people and culture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really interesting, and the fact that you knew from that young age is really amazing in
you.
itself. Yeah, the fact that you knew that from a young age, that's amazing to see and to know that, right?
That's recently. Yeah.
That's really special. And so, with regards to that, and I wanted us to touch a little bit more about that with regards to your childhood and the area that you grew up from, which is Nima, very well known for those who have lived in Ghana or who know
Yeah.
Nima as well.
Yeah, you know Nima.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
sir,
From
yes,
lack
sir.
of VIP and that's where things happen. Nima, when
Exactly.
even with music, when he started to dance, hip live music, everything started from Nima because that's where everything started because everybody is being influenced by American culture and
Yeah.
other stuff, the hip hop culture. So we all grew up loving hip hop dance and doing other stuff. So and
Very
it's the most
interesting.
difficult place to be in, due to the history of Ghana. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of the coach tab, a lot of Nima guys assisted in this coach tab in Ghana. So so that made the place made people write negative story about
Mm.
that community.
Yeah.
So there is like there's positive, there's negative. It's like everywhere around the
Exactly.
world. When you go to
Exactly.
New York, it's the same. When you go to Canada, there's
Exactly.
negative, there's positive in any community.
Right. Right.
So when you leave that place, you get to appreciate every community and respect their culture because it's not one way. But here, uh, a negative narrative always being written about
Mm.
the community here in Ghana. So Nima. So for us, growing up, it's our responsibility. It's something that I wanted to like change.
I
That I
love
feel
that.
like if I have power,
Yeah.
I can change that narrative with the small
Yeah.
power that I have. So I feel like when I started to realize gaining um, people start to know me and loving my work, I have to like use that power to tell a story and
Nice.
to change that narrative,
Yeah.
the negative narrative people talk about that. So I have to use that story of me to bring people as stories into. So I started a lot of couple of projects in the community, so
Very
it's
nice.
ongoing.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. And the fact that you're using your name and the fact that, in fact, whenever I research anything about you, this Nima always pops up, So even in this podcast, I'm not
Yeah,
surprised that it has come up. And that negative narrative, unfortunately, that's what happens a lot in a lot of African nations and a lot of African countries. Unfortunately, the negative narrative is the one that gets promoted more than the actual truth and reality that's on the ground
truth.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's really great. And so, what are some of these projects that you're working with the community and all that? Is it to go?
yeah. I think yeah. When I was growing up, I didn't had opportunity where people mentor me
Yeah,
to give me guidance in life because I know what I felt when I was growing up. I
that's
can
it.
call myself a lucky person
Mm,
because you can end up being anything when you come from these communities. You can
yeah,
end up being a drug addict. You can end up being an armed robber or
yeah,
fraudster. You
yeah.
can just ended up being anything. So when I started doing the arts, I started
Mm,
getting the recognition. I want to help these kids,
that's
even if you are not
amazing.
doing that. I want to make sure I guide these children when they are from school, not just for them to engage in bad things, but leaving them to just be roaming about, being uh, um, they can ended up being with the bad people that
Yeah,
would just let them do bad stuff. So I
right.
engage them in doing arts and just doing funny stuff that you enjoy,
That's
like they have peace of
amazing.
mind. So from there, I feel like I have to give these kids the opportunity that I didn't have when I
Yeah,
was
there
growing
you
up.
go.
So I have to make sure I, when you say you are from Nima, people won't be scared away
Mm,
from you. People won't be, oh, I can't work with this guy. Because before, when I was going to work, people give me money to work, I need to finish the work first. Otherwise, they think that when I give this guy money, he will
wow,
run away.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this guy will run away. So I have to change that narrative. I have to change. So when I go to places to work, I
mm-hmm,
make sure I put up 100%. I make sure I work on time. When I'm going
mm-hmm.
to meeting, I go 1 hour before the meeting so that you know that Nima guys are not like what you've been seeing around,
There
what
you go.
people, the
There you
narrative.
go.
So I have to change that negativity to positivity. So I think now it's changing. We have a lot of people in Zongo now. Zongo communities like a slum, like where Muslims, Christians come together and live in peaceful and harmony. We
Yeah.
call it like a Zongo community. So we have a
Okay.
lot of Christians here, we have a lot of Muslims here, but it's
Yeah.
mainly dominated. So we have a lot of Zongos around in Ghana. So
Yeah.
I think the problem is the same thing. They come there, they take these guys as a vigilante for politicians. So that's where
Okay.
they take them. So we need to guide these youth. So myself and so my
Exactly.
couple of my myself and a couple of my friends, we have a lot of organizations
That's amazing.
that's we give these kids career guidance. We mentor them to the right way, and we don't want them to be in that position that we've been through, because
Exactly.
it's the craziest thing. It can make you hardest person. So
Mm-hmm.
but we need to make sure we give them a clean way. When they are moving, they can be proud and say that I'm coming from
From
Nima, I'm coming
Nima.
from Medina, I'm
Yeah.
coming from, yeah. So it's a responsibility that I think people want to. It's an opportunity that we're giving these kids, and
That's man.
myself, we have a group called Zongo Inspiration Team.
Yeah.
That yeah, so we do this kind of thing. We mentor kids. My manager is here. Let's talk to him so he can explain. So I want to introduce him. We can talk about the mentorship and
Yeah.
how he is the Zongo. If I say Zongo, I explain Zongo for you. It's
Yes,
a
exactly.
community like
Yeah.
Nima, the way Nima is. So he
Right.
does a lot of that and
Yeah.
help us too. So he's here. Let me
Yeah.
introduce him to you. Yeah.
Come through, sir. Come through. I love it.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you, sir?
Hi, not bad. How are you?
Very good. Thank you so much for joining us. Your name is?
My name is Rabiu.
Ravir. Thank you for joining us, Ravir. And we were just talking to Mo, and he was sharing with us a little bit, with regards to that mentorship program and
Right.
changing the narrative of, coming from the slums, from these communities. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit more about these mentorship programs, what you guys are doing. We would love to hear more and see how we can even support.
Exactly. So, coming from slum communities, there are itinerant problems with slum communities. You have
Yeah.
employment problems, you have educational problems, you have housing challenges, you have
Mm-hmm.
all the vices, teenage pregnancy, you have drug abuse, alcoholism, teenage delinquency, and all of that. So you've got like a set of youth who are trying to sway some other youth into joining these paradigms. And for us, having been through all of these challenges, we've seen that there's an alternative to life rather than,
Fantastic.
being on the negative. So
Yeah.
how do we make sure that we're able to pull some of these youths into the light rather than being in the darkness? So we
Nice.
formed an association where we had graduates or people who were in employment or who had had something to do with their lives in terms of career and education, and
This is it.
so that we can mentor these kids, give them career guidance, counseling, give them mental health lessons, give them opportunities for education, for work, for extracurricular activities,
Mm-hmm.
educational trips, so that they see that actually there's a better way to enjoy life rather than
I love it.
being on the street. So that's
I
that's
love it.
that's what we've been doing. And since Mo also has this talent that sort of draws kids to him, he
Yeah.
uses his art to promote well-being, to promote cleanliness, to promote the sustainable development goals, a part of
Fantastic.
which is health, education, work, child marriage, abuses, and all of those things. So we leverage on those platforms to drive messages down into the
Oh
community so
man.
that we get that that community sense of community and
Yes.
appreciation. So
Yes.
so far so
Oh
good.
man, I love to hear that. That is really, really great. And we salute you guys for what you're doing. And because you know what, at the end of the day, we can't wait for someone else to come and change our communities. You know, it's our
Exactly.
responsibility, it's our mandate to take on that
Exactly.
challenge. So we really salute you guys. I'm wondering if there's a way for those our listeners or for us who want to support you in any way. Is there any platform or any system
Right.
you guys have?
Right. So on the social media pages on Facebook, on Instagram is Zongo Inspiration Team. So it's
Zongo Inspiration.
ZONGO, and then the rest is Inspiration and then Team. So
Okay.
we're a team of Zongo Inspirers.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much. We'll actually leave that in this link of this video once we post it out.
Right.
That way people can be
Right.
able to connect us. Thank you so much for coming
Awesome.
on, and we'll
Awesome. You're
continue the
welcome.
interview with Mo, and thank you for
Anytime.
what you're
Let me
doing.
pull more in. All right
Fantastic
then.
work.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Mo, I'm so amazed. I'm really, really amazed and so impressed by what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, like, wow. You guys, we salute you. We salute you.
Yeah, we salute you guys.
We
Like
salute you, man, because look,
yeah,
man.
I like to sometimes I like to put other people that contribute a lot. Sometimes
Yeah.
people see me, it's not just me by myself. I have people that encourage me, life
Mhm.
advise me the way I have to
Exactly.
do things because sometimes you need support.
Yeah.
I can't get time to be writing. I can't get time to be doing this, doing that. But when you have people like Mr. President that just left,
Yeah.
you are safe. And
That's it.
so I think it's an inspiration
It
to
really
us.
is.
We inspiring other people. You
Yeah.
know, he inspire other people, he inspire us. So it's a
Yeah.
good thing. And I'm
It
so
really,
happy we
really
get
is.
chance to, yeah.
Yeah,
So
man,
yeah,
and you know what? I hope our listeners can, like Rabi was just sharing with us, so like the way we can connect with the Zongo Association as well, and how we can support that. I'm pretty sure we'll have people who will be willing to support. So it's interesting that
yeah.
we were talking about your art, but your community outreach and your community effort is also so empowering and so
Yeah, because
powerful.
my art is all about my community. I think so.
Yeah,
What I do is part of my community is part of
that's it.
me. And my
That's
my
it.
my art is
Ah,
for that's
amazing,
what inspires me.
amazing.
That's what I feel I can do because it's part of I can't run away from who I am.
Yeah,
And I need to people talking about I want to change the world. You can't change the whole wide world. You need to start right in your house.
preach,
So
brothers.
my
That's
work,
exactly it. That's exactly it.
so so that's why every time my community is so important, and
Yeah,
that's where we can start that legacy
yeah.
that
And
other people that inspires they start from where they are,
from where
not
we are,
just
that's it. That's
yeah,
it. I'm telling you. And I really can see that if we can start with where we are as Africans from all across the world, from all across the continent, with our
yeah,
communities, we can make a difference. We can make an impact. Those lives are
yes,
transformed, and slowly by slowly, it starts to spread all across the continent, and Africa's bright future will become a reality. You know.
yeah,
So yeah, that's really amazing, and I'm really great, really, even personally inspired by that story, and I'm sure our listeners are as well. So to come back a little bit to your art, you mentioned that you know your community Nima is part of your inspiration, but when I was going through
yeah.
your art, and man, you have so much diverse kind of different kind of art projects, different things. What are some other things that you find inspiration from? What are some of the things that inspire you as you in the art that you create?
Yeah, I think it's everyday life.
Yeah.
I try to see other people like myself, what I go through, the pain.
Mm,
So if I try to give use my art to give voice to people,
yeah.
especially women. Women in Africa, people think women are vulnerable. They can't do a lot of
Mm-hmm,
stuff.
mm-hmm.
So for me, I want to use my art to let a black woman or any other woman around the world, black or white, to have that self-belief that she can do it, she can be even better than
Awesome.
men.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like to because that's me natural. I come from a place where people think it's nothing, where people don't want to listen my story. So I have to use my art as example, as my voice to
Yeah.
become whatever I want to become. So my work, whatever I do reflects about my experience in life, what I go
Mm,
through in life.
mm,
So every work that I do is not just about the beautification, but about
mm.
the story and the connection. So when you see my work, is connected to you right from your heart, not
Yeah.
just seeing the beauty of it, but you see a lot of connection through the work to promote the
Oh.
African culture, to
Mm-hmm.
promote what is happening around the world, not just Africa.
Yeah.
Our contribution
Yeah.
to encourage people, especially the black people, when you look at what is happening around the world, people don't need to be fear about their skin color. People need to believe in their color. It's not just their color that is doing stuff.
Mm.
Muslim women have to have the freedom of wearing their hijab the way they
Yeah.
want to dress.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter how they dress. They can achieve whatever they want to achieve. They can contribute to the world. So I think my work, that's my inspiration. That's what my work represents. It
Mm.
represents SDGs. I think why you say that I work with the United Nations SDGs, global sustainable goals a lot. I
Mm.
go through because that's the problems of the world. That's what people want to sustain things. That so I want to. I use a lot of those subjects in my work, and
Awesome.
it start right from my community. Yeah, we
Yeah.
need that. We need to make sure our communities are clean, education. Every child has a education. Child marriage need to stop. People just need to have freedom to do things when they want to do. People need
Exactly.
to have travel when they want to travel, not
Mm.
that society will just tell them to go to the desert and travel. People need to
Mm. Mm.
travel by choice, not by situation. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Mm.
my work represents everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, and we can actually see that. And I know our listeners who will be listening to this, as you guys go and check out his work, as you're actually explaining it, I could see the different stories that are being told through your different artwork, and it's actually really amazing that with these different art pieces, you're telling stories literally through your work, and that's actually very, very interesting, very, very interesting indeed. And so that's good. Okay, great. Yeah, so Mo, this is really, really inspiring, and like you said, your work is telling all these different stories from woman empowerment to the communities to all the stories around the world, Africa as well,
About the nature everywhere.
everything and everywhere, right? So for those who are like for those who are starting out, let's say they want to be like the Mo in the future, because now Mo, you have traveled all around the world. You're painting at different places. What has that experience been like for you, and what advice would you give someone who is maybe who wants to be an artist just like yourself and is just starting out?
Yeah, for me, every if you want to be an artist and go far, you need to have that passion. Without
Yeah.
passion, trust me, you cannot continue to be an artist. 'Cause, sometimes you get artists, but when you have the passion and
Mm-hmm.
know where to find your inspiration, and trust me, you can go on. You can just be painting till like you are dead or 100 years
Yeah.
because you always see things different from other people. And make sure,
Mm.
well, if you want to enjoy what you are doing or people enjoy it, make sure you just don't do the work for yourself only. Make sure you whatever you do, think about other people, how
Yeah.
other people will benefit from what you are doing. Just contributing to your nation, community,
Mm.
African as a whole, and the world as in whole.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I think that's the best thing. You just need to have passion. When you have passion, it will let you stop. But when you don't have passion for it, you
Mm.
get confused in life trying to do different things at the same time. So when you have
Exactly.
passion, the passion will let you stop what you are doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, definitely. And what are some of the challenges that maybe you faced when you were coming up, or even that you're still facing now as an artist, as a creative that you are?
Yeah, we sometimes peer pressure,
Mm,
sometimes peer pressure. Where I come from, a lot of peer pressure. You can just be with a friend, 2 months, he's doing other business. That's what is killing a lot of. I know a lot of artists that I I grew up with. Most of them stopped doing that through peer pressure. Somebody is doing something and is being successful, then you want to stop what you are doing and join
Oh.
what he's doing. So that
Mm.
kills talent. Yeah,
Mm.
that are the like biggest challenge when you follow your friends a lot. Everybody has
Interesting. Yeah.
what
Yeah.
God gives him to do in this world.
Exactly.
So you
Exactly.
just don't have to, and it's time, you don't have to be like, oh, following what is trendy. Just do what is you.
Your
When you
calling.
are
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah.
yeah. What if you're trying to change, you stop what you are doing. That's a lot of problem with a lot of African creatives or Ghanaians. So I myself, I had that issue where I stopped doing that for 3 years or 4 years. I
Right.
wanted to venture in other things that my friends are doing. And
Mm.
yeah, so when I tried to do other stuff 3 years back, when I came to realize myself that what I can do in this world is only the arts. I can't just do anything. I can't do whatever what other people are doing. What I can do is arts.
Yeah, man, I love what you just said. That is so true. And it's actually something that I realize with a lot of in Africa and even around the world, that peer pressure, because that can take you away, like I said, from your calling or from your passion. But now instead you're now jumping to do something else that maybe is not, really meant for you in that sense. Yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah,
people.
that's yeah, it's very, very, people do that again, like you say, and that peer pressure can really take you away from what you're supposed to be doing, because
Yeah, peer pressure is the most dangerous thing in communities like Nima or these African
yeah,
communities
yeah.
because and parents, I don't know how to put it. I'll call it parents pressure. You know,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. It's like you don't have to let people define who you are. Just
Mm.
be yourself and be with people who supports what you are doing. A lot of people, when I was growing up, a lot of people don't support what I'm doing. People tell me what I'm doing is around. People tell me, oh, when the person when you draw this thing and excuse me,
Bless you.
yeah, when when you do this thing, when you meet God, you put life into the arts and blah blah blah. Religious and other stuff.
Mm.
They try to let you stop what you are doing. So
Wow,
it's crazy.
right. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy. Sometime back in my community, they tell you when you study medicine, when you become doctor, it's around and other stuff. So from where I come from, religion plays a lot of
Mm-hmm,
a
mm-hmm,
lot of
mm-hmm.
a
Yeah,
lot of role in your life. So
that's so true.
so it's crazy. But when you want to go far, you just have to make sure you don't think about people, what people will say. You just focus on the people that will
Yeah,
tell you keep going, people that want to see you grow. But definitely you have people that will try to hold you back, and but
yeah.
it's up to you. Just people try to, you can only create your own world by yourself.
Exactly,
Trust
exactly,
me, you can create your
exactly.
own world by yourself. You can create your own world by yourself.
Yeah,
Not
that's exactly it.
my yeah,
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
man,
not
I'm so glad you said that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
It's
People
a
try
big
to be
problem. It's a big problem.
yeah,
Like you
that's the
say,
big part.
peer
People try
pressure.
to be peer
Yeah.
pressure, people trying to rely on people. You have
Yeah.
your own spirit, free yourself, just be
Mm,
yourself because there's
mm,
only one God.
mm,
Well, whatever energy you bring out there, that's what you receive. You
mm.
understand what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, you
I
need to
love
know the
that.
energy that you put in your body
Exactly.
first. If you are not that strong, you have to be mentally strong before you can
Mm,
even survive and continue what you are doing.
yeah.
Because even
Man.
when you continue, you become successful,
Yeah.
trust me, people will still try to bring you down. That's why
Yep.
you need to have you need to live in the right circle, like what my
Mm,
president said right now. You need to like have people. You need to have
yeah.
people like them. People
Yeah.
that there
Yeah.
are a lot of them that do that. You need to have those people that they work with your mind, because some
Mm,
people can just um, play with your mind
mm.
that will you even if you are not strong, you commit suicide.
Yeah,
Trust
it's
me.
true. It's true. It's true. It's very true. Surrounding yourself with the right people, surrounding yourself with
Yeah,
people
you need
who
to
are
surround
supporting.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the issue. But I know a lot of people who are I know a guy, one of my friends that we grew up, he's living by his dead. Trust me.
Oh
All
man.
the time. Yeah, he's
Mm,
living by his dead now. I feel like I've been through what
yeah.
he's going through. I used I sometimes tell people that I'm a dead man before. Like I was dead
Before.
because I
Mm,
don't yeah before
mm,
I was lost and
mm.
I stopped doing that. It was crazy. That time I was like dead. I don't know what I'm doing in life. I was so that time if you don't know surround yourself with the right
Wow.
people, you ended
Yeah.
up doing messing up with your life.
Mm, man. Wow, wow, wow. That is so powerful. And again, I'm so glad you shared that because I think that's so important. And that negative can come from anywhere. You know, like you said, it can come from your peers. You mentioned the parents thing. That's something, especially in Africa. If you're not a lawyer or doctor
Yeah,
or judge,
it's true.
you're not doing
Your
much.
father can tell you, can't you look at your friends? You don't see what your
Yeah,
friend is
exactly,
doing. So
exactly.
if it didn't take time, that will lead you to start doing bad stuff
Yeah,
because they are pressuring you start the competition between you and your friends. So
yeah.
they
It's
tell
so
you, can't you see
true.
your friend
So
how your
true.
friend what this guy is doing? And it's not going to stop,
Yeah,
it's not
it's so
going to
true.
stop. But it depends. But the right when you have the right mentality,
Yeah,
trust me,
it can.
when you have the right
The mindset is the
or
mindset
the
that behind.
mindset, whatever
Mm,
comes. So when you have the right mentality, it shields you from all these kind of things. It's
mm,
like that's why you need right people who help your brain to
yeah,
give you that shield. So whatever comes through you. Right now, where I'm sitting, I can be in any situation that because I'm already strong.
mm,
Yeah. So
mm,
that's why you need every kid in any community need a mentor, and
yeah,
every strong people in any community need to mentor and give back to their
exactly,
society.
exactly.
You just need to have one boy tell you how are you how is school this how you have to go. That really help more than giving a
Yeah,
person money.
yeah, it's true. It's true. It makes such a big difference, small little things like
Yeah.
that. And it now spreads more because that person that you mentor can also now
Yeah.
pass it on along. And then that person, it
Yeah.
makes a difference in the long run. That's really
Yeah.
amazing. And I love the fact that even if you're an artist, your life is way beyond art and you're using art as
Oh,
well
my
to.
life is way beyond
Yeah.
arts. My life now is way beyond just being Moh Awudu.
Mm,
I'm bigger than that Moh
yeah.
Awudu. I'm just it's all about community, not
Yeah.
just here in Ghana, but around the world.
Around
Everybody
the
is
world.
looking up to me,
Yeah.
and I have to live uh, a good example
Mm,
to let people know that Africans can do things even if you are
yes.
not artist. You just have to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Looking at the community that I come from a slum called Nima. I come from a place where our title is negativity, but
Yeah.
I managed to 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 make it around the world, and people accept me the way I am.
Amazing.
So it's
Amazing.
okay. So I just don't represent myself. I represent the whole community, Ghanaian
Yeah.
community, African
Mm,
and a black person and humanity. Like I'm
yeah.
just because I work with a lot of
Oh
white
man,
people
I
who are
love
very
it.
good.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love to hear that, man. And I could imagine as well for those in that community and communities around the world who maybe who are once in that same situation. Maybe a young boy, a young girl, a young child, or a young youth watches this and say, they can relate to that. They can relate to the fact that wow, look at Mo
Yeah.
now doing XYZ, and that's amazing. And I wanted to also touch a little bit on what you were mentioning as I was, researching and discovering your work. I've seen that you like you just said, you're working all around the world. I know you're based in Ghana, but you're doing work in Brazil, you're doing work in different parts of different continents all across the world. I'm
Yeah.
wondering how that experience has been for you, and also how the African, or if I could say the African narrative or the perception is that you have found when you're traveling all around the world.
Yeah, for me, I tell you, when I live here or wherever I go, I don't. You see Mo alone walking, but back in my mind, it's not just Mo. I'm
Mm,
carrying a lot of people in my head. The
mm,
community, my
powerful.
my race, where I
Yeah.
come from, especially Islam. Yeah, this guy is a Muslim. I have to uh, I have to make sure I put a good example, especially
Yeah.
when you call
Yeah.
Mo, is Muhammad guy, or he's not a bad guy. So
Mm,
I have to change all these narrative. I have to change
amazing.
and the problem around the world now is about this Black Life Matter and other
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And yeah, it hurt me about the world is facing that. But back here in Africa, we have tribalism. Is
Yeah.
We have that same things that is happening around America about race and other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Same black people are just doing tribalism in Ghana here, in
Mm-hmm.
Africa. People are
Mm-hmm.
just, we need to tackle those things first before you even talk about if you don't love yourself as black people, why do you expect a white person to love
Man.
you? So he said, so I normally don't talk about Black Lives Matter because back in my community, there's a lot of issue of tribalism,
Yeah.
black people
Against
having
fellow.
issue against black people. So what do you expect with a white
Right.
race? Yeah, so
Yeah.
we need to understand we are all one
Yeah.
people, black or white
Exactly.
or
Exactly.
different tribe. We are just one people,
I
and
love
that's
that.
what Zongo community represent. You
Yeah.
see Christian people here living all their life. You see this person is a Muslim, this is doing other stuff, but we
Mm.
live in harmony.
In harmony.
We
That's
live,
it.
yeah, we live in harmony and togetherness. So it's the best. It's one of the best places to be, but where you can learn a lot of things
A lot
here.
of
So
things.
I
Wow.
carry culture, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have different culture.
Yeah.
So I understand about culture. It makes me make a lot of research about different tribes around the world, how
Mm.
they might different tribes that comes here in Ghana or in
Mm-hmm.
Zongo communities.
Mm-hmm.
I made a lot of research. How
Mm.
do they get here? What do they do? What they like, what they don't like, what is their culture, their food, even food. We have food a lot of food are migrated. The food that we eat here
Yeah.
are
It's true.
migrated. Yeah, are
It's
migrated
true.
from are migrated from other places. So we need
Mm.
to, once you can eat a food that is from South Africa, or if
Mm.
you can eat fufu from Ghana, why can't you love a Ghanaian man
Again,
and
it's so true. It's so true.
accept his culture and so it's a easy thing, but the world, everybody has his own mind.
Yeah,
But the best
exactly.
thing is we just need to build your mind. When you build your mind, trust me,
Yeah, just
nothing can stop you.
that's it. That's it. That's it. And I love the fact that you mentioned that as well. And we're almost wrapping up here. And I love the fact that you mentioned, that as we're talking about even the mindset earlier on, and wherever you're going, you're representing different communities, different beliefs, different. You're there as a representation wherever you are.
Yeah,
You
that's what
know.
I do. I'm a
Yeah.
Muslim. Sometimes I put my works. You can see a voodoo in it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Got you. So you can see all these kinds of things. So, and you talked a little bit about mindset. And I also wanted to see, to talk also with regards to like your work ethic because man, I see the work that you put in, your work ethic and the energy that you put into your work. I was seeing your different festivals, doing your work there. And, even when you're surrounded by people, you're still able to create all these different things. Yeah, talk a little more on your
Yeah,
work ethic. Yeah.
my work ethic. That's what I told you. I tell you, it's about a mindset.
Yeah.
Before I started to have that, I already I ask myself, who am I? I always ask myself that question, who am I? I ask myself, my name is Mo. I'm a Muslim. I'm a black guy. I'm from Nima. Everything is negative. Anything around me is bad. So I have to channel, I have to fuel that energy, that negative energy into a positive vibe. So when I'm around, I can be around like 1 million people
Yeah.
working without even knowing that they are around me, because I can mute everything
Wow.
around me and concentrate on one thing.
Yeah.
And I don't have, and I don't have whenever I'm working, I have to like make sure, as I told you, I have to represent other people. So I have to make sure I put that energy in everything, because I don't have to hold back, be lazy, because I know where I come from. My dad is not a president where I can sleep and but I know how to. I have to like when you read the book of rich men in this country or around the world, they sacrifice a lot. They don't
Yeah,
just
it's true.
do things for themselves. You think about other people. So when I'm there, I represent other people. I know that
Amazing.
I don't have to disappoint people. So I need to put up and make a good name for myself, my
Yeah,
community, my race, my culture,
exactly.
everybody that is attached to me. I represent them everywhere. So
Amazing.
I love the challenge. So whenever even I'm tired, I think about some people around me, then I just go on.
Yeah, that's it. That's what drives you even more. I are fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really, really great. So, Mo, this has been a fantastic interview. We have a question that
Yeah.
I ask every single guest on the Totally African podcast. And
Oh,
there's a
okay.
specific question. That's our final question. But before we ask that question, tell the people, how can they connect with you as Mo, or your social media and all that? What's the best way they can connect with you?
Yeah, people can connect me on all social media
Yeah.
platforms via Moh Awudu, Mohawudu.
That's it.
Just
That's it.
search Google, just Google my name, Moh Awudu, Mohammed Awudu. You see me everywhere. You see my website is
Yeah.
currently under construction. So for sure, I'll share my website with you.
Great
But
stuff.
it's
Okay.
mohawudu.org, where you can see everything about my life, what I do,
Mm-hmm.
and what I do every day, my upcoming exhibition, mentorship programs that I do, and workshops
Yeah.
around the world. And so that's you can contact me on that, and we are hoping for global collaboration. I think
Mm-hmm.
the world is about collaboration, not competition
Yes,
in the world. So
exactly.
people are we here we are hoping for collaboration around the world. So
Yeah,
I'm right here. Yeah. So
that's
thank
it.
you
That's
guys.
it for sure.
Yeah.
And like I said, guys, go check out his page. This man is like the work that he does. Sometimes I'm just like, how does he? How does he do it? So I just look at him like I'm really, really amazed and really impressed. So for our final question here on the Totally African podcast, we should ask every guest. So Moh Awudu, how do you want to be remembered?
Yeah. How do I want to? I want to be remembered as Moh Awudu, a guy who came from Nima
Mm-hmm.
and painted around the world, a guy who people tell him he can't. I want people, the vulnerable in society, society need to, I need to inspire them. They need to get inspired by my story,
Yeah,
by how I didn't give up in life, how I believe in myself, it doesn't matter where I come from. I come from a place where people tell me I can't do this, I can't do that. Why I prove? So people need to take inspiration from my life story. Even if I'm not dead, I'm still alive. They need to
that's
take
it.
I'm not going to be dead because my name is going to be here forever. And
Exactly.
the legacy and the people that I train and the people that I mentor around the world will live forever. They will also take take advice from or take my advice and teach other people or mentor other people, so
Mm.
that the legacy will go on forever. And that's more I'll do for you and
Oh,
the energy
amazing.
man. Yeah.
Nima, I love that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. And once again, guys, be sure to check him out on all his socials. You guys will be really, really impressed. Mo, thank you so much once again for being on the Totally African podcast. It was really great having
Thank
you.
you too. Thank you.
And we'll be in
Thank
touch.
you. And on behalf of my team, we say thank you for having us.
It's been a
And
pleasure.
yeah, been a pleasure. Try and link up
Yes, for
Yeah,
sure.
we
For
link
sure.
up and see us. Thank you so
Okay
much.
then. All
Peace
right.
out.
Peace
Yeah,
out.
man. Bye. Bye.